Hi, this is Jake Kerr, and I'm here to tell you some stories about my life in the music industry as a business development consultant for Silicon Valley, as a writer, and maybe some random other things. And I'm doing it all to celebrate the launch of my first science fiction novel, Thursday, which comes out on November 1st. Now, it's not my first novel. I've written four fantasy novels, but it's my first science fiction novel. And I started writing science fiction earlier this century. And wow, that makes me sound so old. Earlier this century. Well, 10 years ago or so, I started writing science fiction and received a Nebula nomination, a Sturgeon nomination. This is my first novel, though. So to celebrate that, I'm telling stories about my crazy life. And I've told stories about meeting celebrities, being embarrassed in front of celebrities, meeting them before they were celebrities. Today, I want to talk about something that's very selfish. It's the day I felt like a celebrity, or I was treated like a celebrity. And that happened at Clive Davis's Grammy Party in the 90s. Now, Clive Davis is a legendary record company executive, and he's launched a ton of careers. And his Grammy Party during the Grammy Awards is the place to go. And getting an invitation to that is somewhat special. Well, I've been invited a few times, and it is an amazing experience. It's Carlos Santana, like a number of people I've met there. Well, this one year, before I went, I was hanging out with the band Lit. You may remember them for their song "My Own Worst Enemy." Well, they were on a different record label than I used to work for, but someone I knew there used to work with me, and he said, "Hey, let's hang out with the band before the Grammy party." I was like, "Don't have to ask me twice." So we get together with a band who are a bunch of great guys. We have lunch, then we go and hang out at this cigar bar in Los Angeles. And essentially, it has to be open air because you can't have cigars in an enclosed space even back then. So there's this open air cigar bar in Los Angeles with drinks that were unbelievably expensive. And we're all sitting there having like brandy and smoking cigars. And Vince Neil's across the room and he calls the band over and they go talk. And Vince Neil comes over and joins us. And we're having the best time. And they're really great guys. So it was really more of a fun time than like, oh my gosh, I'm hanging out with celebrities. It was really just a bunch of dudes, you know, smoking cigars and drinking brandy. It was a lot of fun. So fast forward, I go to the Grammy party and I get there alone. And I'm walking through this one section where there's a hallway with couches and stuff there, and tons of celebrities and rock stars are in there. And I'm walking down and I'm looking around for anybody that I know. I'm completely lost and surrounded by people I shouldn't be with. And I'm looking for like somebody that's familiar to me. And I looked at my right, and alone on like a divan is Natalie Imbruglia, who is a model and actress from Australia and a singer who did the song "Torn." And it was right around the time she was her most popular. And she's looking lonely, and she's alone on this divan. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she looks like she needs someone like Jake to sit next to her, right? Well, I was married and happily married and still am, but I was just like, wow, this is what you do at a Grammy party, I guess. So I'm sitting there still kind of trying to get my mind straight when across, literally like 20 yards away, across the room, someone yells out, "Hey, there's Jake Kerr." And I'm like, what? What Jake Kerr? "Look, it's Jake." And I'm like, who the, why is someone calling my name in the middle of the Grammy party? So I look over and Natalie Imbruglia is staring at me and everybody else in the room is staring at me. And coming down the hallway is the band Lit. AJ and the band coming down the hallway. They give me a high five. We're all laughing, give each other hugs, and it's funny. And it was just a nice little greeting. But I'll never forget that moment where I'm in the middle of Clive Davis's Grammy party, surrounded by rock stars, and my name is shouted as like, "Holy cow, that's the guy!" And a group of people from a band that I believe they were nominated for a Grammy that year, walked across the room proactively to hang out with me. It was a pretty amazing moment, to be honest with you, and it's just one of those things where you just feel really lucky. So that's my how I the one time I felt like a celebrity story, probably the only time I felt like a celebrity, and it was a lot of fun. I'll tell more of these over the next few days, heading toward my book release, and I'll have a few more details in the description if you want to find out more about that. Anyway, thanks for listening.